Nashville Zoo is a significant part of Middle Tennessee's cultural landscape, providing lasting memories since 1997. The foundation for a zoo in Nashville started in 1964, when sisters Margaret and Elise Croft gave their 200-acre Grassmere property to the Children's Museum of Nashville for the development of a nature study center. The sisters lived in the historic Croft House, which is now beautifully restored and open for guided tours during the warmer months of the year. In addition, the zoo offers a 19th century working farm, giving visitors a glimpse of traditional rural life. After the sisters passed away, Grassmere became a small wildlife park for a brief period of time before closing in 1994. 2 years later, Nashville Zoo would give Grassmere new life with plans for a world-class park. With new motivation and insight, as well as a fresh vision, the zoo staff was determined to make the Croft sisters' dream a reality.
Margaret and Elise's goal was that this property be preserved for a nature center, for people to learn more about nature and the environment. And I think we fulfilled that goal and beyond. I don't think even in their wildest dreams they would have expected millions of people to come onto their property to learn about nature.
Nashville Zoo is one of the few privately funded zoos in the country and has experienced tremendous growth in its short history. Since its opening, zoo attendance has increased more than 700%. Well over 600,000 people visited in 2009.
There's been a lot of people that are on our side. The Nashville community is very, very generous, and we have been building 3 and 4 and in some years 5 exhibits a year. So our animal population and exhibit have grown exponentially, and so I think people are really taking advantage of that.
From the beginning, the zoo's focus has been to immerse both animals and guests into a natural environment. On Gibbon Island, patrons get an up-close experience with these amazing apes. Only a water moat separates them. But the encounters don't stop there. On Bamboo Trail, guests travel through a thick jungle of exotic greenery. Rare red pandas, clouded leopards, and rhinoceros hornbills are seen as guests trek underneath a shaded canopy, complete with music from the Far East.
A lot of the exhibits that we're building, I would venture to say that we've done as good or better job than anyone has done, and zoos across the country, and in fact the world, come here to see our innovative designs and the housing and the structures and how close the visitors can get to the animals. All of that's a component of the design, so we go through extraordinary lengths to do as good of a job as we possibly can.
Touch is another sense important to any Nashville Zoo experience. Critter Encounters was created to give guests of all ages a hands-on opportunity, whether it's grooming an African pygmy goat or commenting on the hairdo of an alpaca.
When the guest comes in, every which way they turn, they see something interesting. And the goats certainly are just as interactive and just as excited to be with them.
Yeah, I think it'll just be cool for them to remember being so close to the animals.
Lorikeets Landing is another area where guests can experience animals up close and even feed these colorful Australian birds. This total immersion into the natural world is what keeps people coming back. Also, around almost every corner, there's a friendly volunteer docent who's willing to provide more in-depth information on exhibits.
We just urge people who come out to the zoo to look for people who are wearing the khaki vests and the khaki shorts or slacks and ask us questions. We love to answer your questions.
On-site education isn't the only way the Nashville Zoo reaches the community. Through the Wildlife on Wheels program, the zoo brings environmental education to schools, hospitals, and senior centers throughout Middle Tennessee.
It exposes the zoo to the community that otherwise might not know we're here, and ultimately, besides also teaching them about conservation, gets some folks here out to the zoo and brings that awareness out there.
Conservation is also a core component to the Nashville Zoo's mission, and efforts extend from local initiatives to international leadership. On the home front, the zoo works to conserve the habitat of endangered crayfish in Tennessee creeks. Internationally, Nashville Zoo leads the way in establishing a captive breeding program for clouded leopards in their homeland of Thailand.
Conservation really, I think, is the main reason why all of us are here. Conservation is about making a difference in the range countries of all these endangered and or threatened species. And by making a difference, we're doing things to help save the habitat, to help the local people that live there, to help them appreciate what's going on in their specific communities.
Conservation of the environment, innovation in the development of a world-class zoo, and the leadership to put it all together are what make this zoo a jewel for Middle Tennessee. The 200-acre Grassmere property is immense in comparison with other zoos around the country. With only half of the total acreage developed thus far, the zoo has an ambitious master plan for the future. Integral to the plan is a state-of-the-art South America exhibit, including a spacious indoor rainforest, making the zoo an attractive year-round destination. But the zoo will struggle to bring all these new facilities to life without the continued help and support of members, corporations, foundations, and individuals. The simplest way to help is to visit the park. The zoo is open year-round, and in addition to outstanding exhibits, offers a variety of events, like Extravaganzu, Zufari Slumber, and Ghouls at Grassmere. Becoming a member is another great way to get involved. Members get unique benefits such as free admission and food and gift shop discounts, in addition to truly becoming a part of a world-class organization. Volunteering is another option for both members and non-members. The zoo relies on volunteers to interact with visitors and help with special programs and shows.
And there's some opportunities for people to help volunteer in animal care capacity too, actually see what keepers do on a daily routine.
No matter who you are, Nashville Zoo has opportunities to get involved.
It's going to take more than those families that do so much for Nashville. It's really going to take the entire community, and everybody can get involved.
The Nashville Zoo is an exciting, fun, and growing attraction that has deeply embedded itself in the hearts and minds of the local community.
Become a member.
We love the zoo!
I love the zoo.
It's fun.
Become a member at the zoo.
Visit the Nashville Zoo.